Hello, my name is John Pocknell, Product Manager for Toad DevOps Toolkit, and welcome to this session on getting started with Toad DevOps Toolkit. So we're going to walk through how to download, install, and license Toad DevOps Toolkit. You can see from this schematic here where Toad DevOps Toolkit is installed in relation to other parts of your DevOps infrastructure, and its relationship with the traditional classic Toad for Oracle desktop tool, which is used by Toad developers and DBAs. So in this workflow, you can see that as developers make code changes and object changes and check them into source control, which then triggers an automated build process on your Jenkins or Bamboo or build automation server, we can initiate tasks that are undertaken by Toad DevOps Toolkit to enable database functions to be performed as part of your build, such as PL/SQL unit testing and code reviews. So let's get started with the actual installation. So the first thing is you can download Toad DevOps Toolkit from both quest.com and from our ToadWorld community website. There are 32-bit and 64-bit versions, so just check which Oracle client you need on the Windows machine on which you're going to install Toad DevOps Toolkit to make sure you have the right configuration. You need to install Toad DevOps Toolkit on any Windows machine which has network connection to your build automation server. You can install it on a Jenkins slave or a Bamboo remote agent that's running Windows. That's also fine. You need to make sure as well that you have Oracle client software installed on the machine on which you're installing Toad DevOps Toolkit. And also the machine that you're installing Toad DevOps Toolkit needs to be able to connect to the Oracle database that hosts your Toad code tester repository. Now that's important if you are using Toad DevOps Toolkit to run unit tests that are stored in the code tester repository, that machine can actually reach the database that hosts the repository. Once the installation is complete, there'll be a license manager which launches, which will enable you to license the product before you start using it. And then finally, there are lots of resources available, which I'll direct you to, which give you additional information regarding installation, licensing, and usage of Toad DevOps Toolkit. So with that, let's start off with how you actually get hold of Toad DevOps Toolkit. So this is how it looks on the Quest website. Under Products, Toad DevOps Toolkit, a bit of information about what Toad DevOps Toolkit is, pricing, features. There's a tour there, screenshot tour, specifications that you need to know about in terms of the Windows machine on which you're installing it, and then you can go ahead and download it. So I'm going to go ahead and download the free trial. Takes you to the trial download page. Go ahead and download the trial. Once you hit the trial page, you can see that there are two versions available, 32-bit, 64-bit, download whichever is appropriate, together with release notes and user guides. So let's go ahead and run the installer. So having downloaded the installer, I've chosen the 64-bit version. I'll just double click on it to start it. Let me clear this out here just so you can see the screen better. So here's the welcome page. It says you're about to install Toad DevOps Toolkit on your computer. Just reminds you what the various functions are that come with Toad DevOps Toolkit. Go to next. This is our standard software transaction agreement, so just make sure you're okay with that before clicking the acceptance, clicking next. And then here you'll see the product selection, which in this case, this is a standard installer. It only has one product, which just reminds you that it's the 64-bit version. Shows you how much space you need to install it. Click next. This is the default destination directory, the installation folder for Toad DevOps Toolkit. You can, of course, change it by selecting the change button, and it just shows you again how much free space you have. So just be sure you've got enough space on your target drive to install Toad DevOps Toolkit. Click next. This is some compatibility checks. So what we're doing here is we're checking to make sure that you have a compatible Oracle client, compatible with the bitness of the product, in which case it is. My disk space is fine. You need admin access to actually install. I have that, so I'm just going to go ahead and ignore that actually. And also that you have a compatible browser, so you need at least Internet Explorer 9 for the license activation to work. So go ahead and install. You can see it's installing in administrator mode. So that's my UAC window there, and the install progresses. So you can see the install progressing there. There's also some information about a recommended complementary desktop tool to Toad DevOps Toolkit, which is the Toad for Oracle Developer Edition. Toad for Oracle Developer Edition includes unit testing, code reviews, as well as performance testing and SQL optimization. So it really is the recommended edition to use on the desktop as a complement to and getting the full benefit from using Toad DevOps Toolkit, which obviously exploits a lot of those same modules. So you can see now that I've successfully installed Toad DevOps Toolkit on my Windows machine. You see a link here as well for information about Toad DevOps Toolkit on our ToadWall community. And you'll see here Launch License Management Utility is pre-checked. So if this is the first time that you're using it, you need to make sure that that is checked, and then click Finish. So now you've successfully installed Toad DevOps Toolkit onto your Windows computer, you'll be able to access some resources directly from the installation folder, as you can see here, including more detailed information about installation, release notes, as well as example scripts which show you how to drive Toad DevOps Toolkit using scripts. In the second part of this this video series, we'll talk about how to actually activate the license in order to get you started using Toad DevOps Toolkit. Thank you.